What is up, guys? Just getting started here. Just came back from a phone flip, so I'm a little unprepared for this. And I got a whole bunch of new equipment. So if y'all can bear with me until we can get set up here. Cool. All right. So let's see what we got going on here. What is up, guys? Thanks for joining. We're gonna get started here in just a second. Kind of waiting for everybody to get in before we kind of get into it and kind of get me set up here. I apologize for not being better prepared. Today was super busy and I just got back late from a phone meetup. So let's see what we got going on here. Guys, comment in the chat with your questions so I can kind of know where we're going to be going with tonight's discussion. If you guys want to know something in particular, please reach out in the chat below and just shoot a like. Sarai, will you bring me my charger real quick? My phone's about to die. Like, bring me my laptop bag. That'll be the best thing to do. Thanks for joining, guys. If y'all would, shoot a comment down below and just let me know what you ask y'all's questions away so I can kind of know where this discussion is going to go tonight. I've been getting a lot of messages about different questions. So if there's anything that you guys are interested in asking, just shoot those questions away. Today was pretty busy, really busy actually. And I have been slammed up to my eyeballs in work, as well as flipping and repairing and everything else. So just charging. All right, Antoine, when repairing phones, how much knowledge is transferable? For instance, if you know how to fix an iPhone 5, can you also fix an iPhone 6, 7? So to answer your question, yes, you can. You should be able to fix any of those devices that you that you've mentioned. It's really going to come down to skill. So I have a course where I teach people how to fix phones. If you're interested in it, I can link it in the description later on in the video. But other than that, like if you're wanting to just learn yourself, like it's really about technique, is not as much as knowing the different devices, because they're really all the same. It's just they're laid out differently. So if you're able to fix an iPhone 5 now, then sure, go ahead. You should be able to fix an iPhone 6 and 7. Like they're the same concepts. All right, Alex, I appreciate your comment. So what device do we repair the most? This for me personally, iPhone 7 currently. In my shop, iPhone 7. But again, this is kind of going to depend on where you are. I think more urban areas are seeing the iPhone 7 and up, and I think probably rural areas or people that aren't as tech savvy, cities that aren't as tech savvy, are really focused on like the iPhone 6 and 6S at this point. iPhone 6 being the best selling ever iPhone is definitely still trending. So, watch out for that. If you're asking for about like parts, basically like what parts should you get, if that's the question you're wanting to know, then iPhone 6, iPhone 6S, iPhone 7, those are all good ones. So guys, I'm gonna let everyone know that I am going live in this Facebook, so bear with me while I put this, no, not live. So feel free to ask other questions too. If you guys aren't asking questions, then I'm basically just gonna be going on a rant about my day and basically the industry as a whole. So I really like these lives to be kind of interactive. So please spam away your questions, please. Here, I got a question for you guys. I'll ask this. What do you guys do? Tell me a little bit about y'all's businesses. Give me like 3 words to describe your business in the chat. Go. Spam away. Man, where is everyone at tonight? Bum, bum, bum. Thanks for joining. You guys are slow to get to the game. Let's see, post here. Boom. All right, so I'm done, guys. Here to answer all the questions. So one thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was kind of like the industry as a whole. Like I think a lot of people really don't know where cell phone repair is going, where cell phone flipping's at, like what's the future, like is this something that you're going to be able to do 10 years down the road, you know? And that's something that's definitely important to kind of talk about and know. So again, this is obviously going to be just my personal opinion. It has nothing. I mean, it is backed with some fact, but more so I think experience and just speculation more than anything else. So I think in the future, cell phone. Good God, people are constantly messaging me. So I think in the future of like cell phone flipping and repair as a whole, basically is going to be based around like just like I tell everyone, I give everyone the example, like there's tons of auto dealers every single street corner. Now, if you drive down the road, you're going to see like a shop on every single corner that fixes cars. Well, if you do the math, the average household in America has 2 cars. The average household in America has 3 devices. So that was the last stat that I saw. So why is it that there are not more repair shops? Well, I think one, and not just repair, like this is, when I say repair, it's because that's how I got started. I mean, I'm speaking in a general terms of like the entire cell phone industry as a whole. So I always think, well, why is there not more shops? And it comes down to like 2 to 3 things. Skills. Most people are afraid to get into phone flipping and phone repair just because they think it's very difficult and they think that they don't have the skills or knowledge to do it, which may be true. But there's plenty of people out there like myself that can teach you how to do it and really how to increase your revenue and really just to fix phones or flip phones on a daily basis and make money. And you don't have to do advanced things like micro soldering. You know, to start beginning fixing phones, you can just do screen replacements, battery replacements, those sort of things. So number 2, the second reason would be just lack of knowledge. Like I think a lot of people are very ignorant of how fast society has moved and how much we're leaning so much more on phones and iWatches and iPads and less traditional things like vehicles. I mean, I think in 10 or 20 years, like it's not going to be unusual for kids not to have cars. They're just going to be Ubering around. Again, just my opinion on things, but as a whole, to answer the question of like the title of this video, I think the cell phone industry is only going to get bigger. And a lot of people think it's going to get smaller and smaller, but I would highly disagree. I think it's just going to explode from here. So definitely something to be excited about. I think in the future, it's definitely going to be something that's extremely profitable. And if any of you guys are already in it and already killing it, then just wait for those numbers to increase. Me and my business personally, we've already doubled our numbers since last year. So to be in any business and be able to say that you've doubled your profit, doubled your income from the previous year is you're in a good industry. So anybody out there that's seeing their numbers go down, they're doing something wrong, or yeah, they're definitely doing something wrong. For sure, for sure, for sure. Any questions from you guys? For those who are watching, if you guys are here, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Be happy to answer any questions that you guys have about me and my store, about phone flipping, about repairing. Yeah, I've got a pretty extensive background in all of those things. So I'd be happy to answer any of y'all's questions. Now, second thing, until we get some more questions flowing in here, is I was going to talk about ways to grow your cell phone repair business. So back in the day when I started, I basically literally just used Google. I had a Google listing online, and that was like, I pretty much got the majority of my clients basically through SEO. I made a website, had my Google business listing, and clients would call me, they would message me, etc. And then I would just, fix their device, fix their iPad, wherever. So as time went on, like I took those skills and I've advanced it further and further. The business started literally at my desk, and I'm currently at a retail store with a business partner, and did have 2 employees, only really 1 now. The other one ended up leaving, going on. But nonetheless, retail shop, last December did 27,000 in sales, and basically have just been growing and growing and growing. We've doubled our numbers since last year, and yeah, that's just, basically pure skill in terms of growing the business, and really just grinding, guys, really just grinding. Eric Mears, so where did you learn everything? YouTube question mark? Yeah, I mean, YouTube is definitely, look, I mean, I've got a course on cell phone repair, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell anybody that you can't learn cell phone repair on YouTube. Like, yeah, if you don't want to pay any money, you want to bootstrap this, like, dude, you guys do your thing. Like, learn on YouTube. You can learn anything on YouTube. Like, YouTube is the best platform out there for knowledge. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Here's the kicker. Do you want to make the mistakes that those YouTubers and other businesses have already, or do you want to learn from someone who's already made those mistakes in the industry and do something different? So I tell people all the time, like Alex, if you guys are in his phone flipping group, friend of mine, we were talking the other night, and something he mentioned when he asked the same question is, and I responded to him and said, I don't, for me, if I could, here's the question that he asked. Sorry, my mind was going everywhere. Here's the question that he asked. I was trying to think of it. He said, if you could go back to when you were 14 and you started your business, what would you do differently? And I said, I would have found a mentor, because I pretty much did everything myself, like bootstrapped it all the way to where it is now. But I truly believe if I had had like a mentor that had told me, do this and don't do this and do this, rely on this and don't rely on this, stay focused on this and don't, meddle in this, my company would definitely be at $1 million a year by now. And I say that not to be cocky. I say that more to just show and prove to people how important it is to have someone who's already done cell phone repair, or if you want to become a plumber, what do? You typically go and get an apprenticeship under a professional plumber. So a lot of what I see people do online is, Alex, thanks, flip. Yeah, so a lot of what people do now is they just get on YouTube and they, cram, trying to learn cell phone repair or phone flipping or whatever, and that's great. But in the mix of that, if you guys have ever been in that place, and if some of you all are right now, you probably know, like, you get really watered information. It's like, well, this guy's saying this like, blah, 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 blah. Where do I go? What direction should I be going with my business? And that's what I mean by, like, it really is important to have a mentor and someone who can, like, kind of point you in the right direction. And even more so, keep you guys from making those silly mistakes, like, as silly as it is, how to hold the screwdriver, like when you're doing a cell phone repair. A little tip for any of you guys that are out there doing it already, the end of all those precision screwdrivers, they do spin for a reason. You're supposed to basically put your finger on the top of it and use your index finger and thumb to spin it. And this, this finger right here, pointer finger, is what puts the right amount of pressure to keep from stripping those screws. So little tidbits like that is literally what will make the difference between you being $1,000 a month cell phone repair business and a $10,000 a month cell phone repair business. So I know that was a huge rant, Eric, on where did I learn everything from, and I really got off tangent. But I think you guys need to hear that, particularly you. It's just good information, man. But yes, of course you can learn everything on YouTube. Now keep in mind, with all those repair videos that you watch on YouTube, they skip parts most of the time. They don't show you everything, and they don't tell you everything about it. A lot of them, like, as much as I admire Jerry Rig Everything, his videos, are like clickbait. iPhone 6 screen replacement in 6 minutes. Yeah, that's great, but he's chopping out and editing a lot of it. So he's speeding through segments that are super important in that repair. If you guys don't already know by now, the iPhone 6, 6S, 7, 7 Plus, 8, and 8 Plus Touch ID, if you damage that home button during the repair, then you're screwed. Like the phone, it used to brick itself, now it won't brick itself, but you will never be able to use Touch ID again if you damage that during the repair. And there's a very easy and simple fix to getting that home button out on those screen replacements of those models without damaging it. But they don't show you that in detail in those videos. And that's just one tip that I guarantee will save you more than what even like my cell phone repair course costs. Because if you break it, most of the time you're gonna have to be buying somebody a $500 or $600 phone, which gets really tricky. You piss the client off. It's bad for reputation, and now you just costed yourself unnecessary money. Thunder Beezy. So sorry about this, was kind of a late reply. Do I offer unlocking services? Yes, I offer unlocking services through my company. Is there a particular service you were looking for, like IMEI services or like AT&T unlock? What kind of services are you talking about? L Sword 747. Have I ever damaged a phone? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're in any kind of repair business and you have not broken something, then you're lying to my face, because absolutely. I mean, there's a reason, like, a lot of times if you ask like anybody that's serious about repair business, whether it's computer repair or cell phone repair or whatever, they're going to tell you that they have a defect rate. That could include the defective parts. That could include what we're talking about, which is basically human error in terms of, you missing something and breaking it, or, you snipping a home button like I was talking about and breaking it. Yeah, so absolutely, I have damaged phones. I pride myself on having a extremely low rate of doing which. But yeah, I have not damaged a phone in a long time. But definitely when I was first starting, there was a lot of things that I didn't know and a lot of mistakes that I made. So, but yeah, you guys shoot more questions at me. How many of you guys here that are listening currently like fix phones? Like just say I if you fix phones, or say flip if you guys flip phones. I'm really curious to see what you guys are up to. Currently, we do both in my company. My business is called XI Repair. You guys can look us up on Google if you want, and you guys can see, like, I have an actual retail shop, and we do on average about 20 to 25,000 a month in sales out of my retail shop. So it's definitely been a journey. It's a lot of work, guys. Eric, flip, cool, man. So flipping's the way to go. It's easy money. It's definitely how I would advise anybody to get into it. If I got into it fixing phones before I was flipping phones. So, if I could do it over again, I probably would have done the reverse, because I think there's a lot of knowledge that's beginner knowledge in phone flipping that really carries over into cell phone repair, and not the other way around. But if you guys aren't doing both, definitely incorporate both into your business, because that's where the money is. When it's slow at my shop, like last Sunday, when we weren't fixing phones, we were buying phones from customers that were bringing them in, and it's an easy way to really diversify your business and offer services on both ends of the spectrum. When you're buying phones from clients, you're selling them back to clients. When you're fixing phones, those phones may later come back into the shop and be sold right back to you. I mean, it creates a funnel of income that there's nothing like it. So David Kawasaki, Daddy, is that who you're talking about, man? I assume that's who you're talking about. I might be killing his last name. I have no idea how to say his last name. I've seen him a couple of times on YouTube. I think I'm subscribed to him. I don't like watch every single one of his videos. Okay, that guy. I don't have no. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, but yeah, him. So yeah, I do follow him. What do I think about him? I mean, the guy seems to be legit. He seems to be doing a lot of phone flipping for sure. Like, he seems to be killing it. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything negative about someone who's definitely flipping more phones than me for sure. His course, I know people that have taken it. I don't offer a phone flipping course. I might do it in the future, but I think it's kind of a saturated thing. Like, there's so many people out there already offering it. Yeah, I do. I offer a cell phone repair course for anybody that's interested. I'll go ahead and link it. Like I said, it's definitely helpful to learn from someone who's been in the game for a long time. I've been fixing phones since I was 14, guys. I'm 19 now. And again, you guys can look all this stuff up on me if y'all want. Feel free to go to my page. You guys can add me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions in private that you guys have too. But there's my course currently. If you guys are interested in it, feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll go ahead and show you guys a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. Excuse me. I just recently bought a house, guys, and this is kind of the room I use for my studio. And basically with my course, I've got a ton of like tools that I'm going to be giving out to people whenever they purchase the course. So like, for example, recently just got these in from my supplier. If you guys fix phones already, then you know probably a lot about what these are, like Penelope screwdrivers and stuff. So for all the people that are interested in joining the course, message me and I will make sure to send you guys those tools if you guys join and if you're serious about joining. So, but yeah, David, whatever that guy's name is, yeah, he, I think as entrepreneurs, like, you definitely need somebody to look up to and definitely somebody to learn from. And yeah, I mean, if he's y'all's guy, then definitely. So Daddy, so I actually dropped out of Auburn University. I currently live in Alabama and deep south down here. We're not all white trash like they think we are, but I'm also not from here, so I can't claim myself to be an Alabamian, I don't think. But no, I dropped out of Auburn University. Last fall, I graduated last May from high school. I had my business when I was in high school, and yeah, I dropped out of Auburn. I just didn't think it was worth it. College to me is like something that, especially if you already got something going right now, like a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are making, at least $2,000-3,000 a month, at least profit in phone flipping or repair. If you guys got that going, like, why spend all your time and energy going to college when, you could be spending that time and energy expanding your business, doing phone flipping or phone repair? So that's definitely something to think about. Like, I tell everyone that I know, particularly some of my students that are in my cell phone repair course currently, a lot of them are in that college age or going to college, just like I was. And I tell them, like, look, if you can sit here and make money on your own in high school or in college or even out of college, like in that age range, it's abnormal for teenagers, kids, young adults to be doing business. And if you're able to be doing business successfully in high school or in college with half the effort, think about what you could be doing if you were putting all that energy into phone repair, phone flipping, or Shopify, or whatever your business is full time, and committing all your energy to it. Not to mention the deck thing. I mean, you guys will never get away from that if you got student loans and stuff. But here you guys go. I dropped a little link. This is an article that my local newspaper in my town did on me. Thought you guys might be interested. And just reading up on that and learning more about me and my business. And, no, I'm not just some guy up here, you know, wanting some attention. So let's see. So another thing I want to talk about tonight for those that are still listening, I want to talk about ways to grow your cell phone repair business or just your phone flipping business in general. So from what I've seen in past with my company, what I've seen as good results with my company is focusing more on the customer rather than cannot talk tonight. Focusing on the customer rather than focusing on the how to get the customer. I see a lot of people, what I've seen in my town is that all repair shops hate each other. They leave bad reviews on Google. Dude, you have no idea, man. It's crazy. I'll put a sticky note in my previous conversation. Let me answer this guy's comment. So LS Lord 747, it's interesting that you bring that up because I literally just had my first bad review. And I'm positive it was a fake review, like absolutely positive by one of our competitors. Guys, I have terrible allergies and my throat is super dry from all this pollen. So excuse me for my nasally sound. But yes, I've experienced that. If you guys go to if you guys Google XI Repair, which is what my company's name is, you'll see that we have currently a 5-star review on Google with like 160 reviews. One of those reviews, unfortunately, is one of our competitors who he came in a long time ago and got a battery replacement. He never got a screen replacement. He got strictly a battery replacement. We still have him on the books. We got his name and everything. And then he ended up like literally over a year later leaving us a bad review. And I've come to find out, I'm pretty sure he's one of the competitors in the local mall here. So yeah, it sucks, man. Like, I wish everyone in the repair business would understand, like even in my own town, if anybody in this live was my competition, I really wish I could tell them this, that, we're not competing against each other. We're competing against Apple. My 25,000 that I'm doing right now out of my store and your 25,000 that you're doing out of your store is nothing compared to the millions and hundreds of millions that Apple is doing right now. So, it's so funny how everyone's cutthroat in the industry, but in reality, like, we all need to be banding together to be passing like proper legislation to protect us and my competitor. Because if my competitor goes out of business because of something that Apple passes, through the Senate, or lobbies for us through the Senate, and then we're all gone. Phone flippers too. Like they don't want you guys flipping phones like that. Like they hate cell phone repair. They hate phone flippers. They hate any of that because it takes away from their money, and they're a huge monopoly. They're a giant monopoly. So, yeah, show love to your competitors. Like if there's another guy phone flipping in your city, man, there's no point to like spread hate, man. Connect with that guy, be friends with him. Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Yeah, I can't agree more. Like yeah, I would love to be involved more with like the Right to Repair Act. Absolutely, man. Like they're iFixit. I know they're the big organization that's really kind of sponsored the Right to Repair movement and take that forward and do its own initiative. If you guys haven't seen already, California has just introduced legislation into their committees for the Right to Repair movement. We already had that huge win with John Deere, which they weren't allowed. Farmers weren't allowed to repair their own equipment up until recently, and I don't remember what court it was, but they basically said, I'm pretty sure it was a federal court. They basically overturned a ruling that said that you couldn't work on like refrigerators and appliances, and you couldn't really legally work on like John Deere equipment. I mean, that's a bizarre company, but they were the one that got sued. And now that has been overturned to where now they have to publish openly third-party manual books so that third parties can see how the technology works and more so how to fix it. Right to repair is super important, And things like phone flipping and repair, it's on us to make sure that it stays legal, and it's super important because in an economy or in a world where we're constantly just buying new products, we're just creating waste. I mean, if you guys think about the iPhone 3, iPhone 4, I mean, those were just a couple years ago. iPhone 6, I mean, most of you guys probably have the newer phones if you're doing phone flipping, or, you probably want them. But what are we doing with those old phones, like at the end of the day, after they've been recycled? A lot of them just end up in like land waste. And when in reality, if right to repair was pushed more, if repairing was pushed more than cheap Chinese manufacturing, then the earth would be a lot better place in 20 years than what it will be if nothing changes, which is landfills with thousands and millions and billions of lithium batteries deteriorating the soil. So, right to repair is important, man, and I'm glad you pointed that out. So, what do you guys think about what are y'all thoughts on like Facebook advertising? You know, I see a lot of people pushing that, and I'll get back to what I was saying about like ways to increase your business. I saw that a lot of people, I think, in like these groups, they all focus on like Facebook advertising, and that's great. Like that's one of the ways you can get a client. But what does it matter if you get a client if once you get him, he's not satisfied? You might pay, I don't know, $5 per a client that you acquire, or $1.50. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good of a deal it is if at the end of the game, at the end of your service, he's not satisfied and he doesn't want to come back. So I tell everyone I meet, stop focusing so much on trying to get the client and just try to make the customer experience 1,000 times better. If that means you driving further out to their house, to do a repair, or to their house to pick up a phone, or, obviously be safe, guys. Don't go in the house if it looks shady, things like that. Be safe, but nonetheless, like offer good customer service that's unbeatable, and do what other people don't want to do, and that's what's going to set you guys aside. I had clients coming to me at 14 and leaving their phone at my house, which was not in a good neighborhood. So if I can do it at 14, I tell everyone, if I can do it at 14, get clients that trust a 14-year-old kid to fix their iPhone 7s at the time, then you guys can absolutely get clients to trust you, and really build a business and a brand around what you guys do. So, is Instagram advertising good? So, this is a yes and no. It depends on how you're using it. Is your clients responding to it good enough? Most people, I'm going to go ahead and assume you in particular, LS Lord, probably haven't done a lot of Instagram advertising if you're asking that question, which is fine. And I would say to that, get into it, create an ad, create multiple ads, and see what works. You need to be split testing your ads to seeing, okay, well, this one's outperforming my other ads by 1,000 times. What is it in this ad that works? Okay, we'll take that element and then multiply it into 3 more ads, split test those, and then pick the ones that do the best, and just increase the budget on those ads and run them. I see people that get clients for 25 cents. I can see people that get clients for 50 cents, depending on where you are and the kind of ad, $1, $2. It just depends. The thing is, like, I know people that pay for Google ads, in cities, and they do mobile cell phone repair business. So, they can afford those $5 and $10 per clicks, because one phone repair means $100 for them. So who cares if it costs you $10 every time someone clicks it? If one of every 10 get it, you make your money back plus some. So, there's lots of different ways you can advertise your business. My only advice would be, without helping you face to face or, online consulting with you, would just to be grow as much as you can, and focus on the client more than focusing on how to get the client. Getting one client and making them super happy, and getting that client so happy that they organically, without you even having to ask, share your Facebook page and leave you a 5-star review and tell all their friends about you and share you at dinner and talk about you at the family reunions, that is going to be 1,000 times better than any $1,000 Facebook campaign. So, make that one client happy, because it's all it takes is one person to change your business for the next week or month or 2 months. You never know, you might be fixing a senator's phone or an influencer, an Instagram influencer, or we've fixed some pretty high up, people's phones before, and you never know who's going to walk in your door. Like, it could be a senator, it could be a politician, it could be a celebrity. You never know. So treat everybody the same, and just focus on making them happy rather than trying to get more people. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a numbers game. So obviously you got to be making money if you're in business. But I promise, if you guys focus on the clients, on the consumers, more so than how to get them, your business will explode. Create a community. If you got a community of 100 people, 400 people, 500 people, that is better in today's world than getting 1,000 clients and having one person that really admires your business. Because you're not creating a sustainable business. You're not creating a brand if you don't have that community love and awareness and emotional connection. So, well, guys, I went a little bit over what I was planning on doing. So shoot out your last comments. Let me know what you guys want in the next video. If you guys want me to do this again, what time works better for you guys, and any other information y'all want me to know, go, because I'm going to be closing this YouTube live down here pretty soon. I appreciate everyone for joining, everyone that is watching and stayed to the end. Appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you guys took the time out of your day to watch me ramble my mouth and brag a lot and talk about the industry. So I look forward to doing this again, and much love to everyone out there. Feel free to add me, guys. I think the information is in the If you guys look below, and if you're watching this on mobile, you probably have to click the description, the little dots. If you're watching this on YouTube, then feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. Add me on Facebook and Instagram. DM me any questions that you guys have, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, just so you guys can keep in touch and do this again. So last question for the night. Do you recommend creating a business Facebook or your personal profile to advertise? Well, yeah, no, I appreciate it. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, you're welcome, man. So it doesn't matter. Well, when I started, the first thing I did was personal brand. The majority of your clients, when you're phone flipping, whether you're cleaning houses, it doesn't matter what business you're in, the first clients that you get are probably going to be your mom or your dad or, family, people that associate themselves with you. If you just create a Facebook business page and, you're like, hey, mom and dad, look at my Facebook business page, they're not choosing you because of that business page. They're choosing you because of you. So to answer your question, it's going to depend on what your goals are. You can obviously personal brand yourself as the owner of this business, which is what I've done. I'm the owner. I'm known as like the phone guy in my city. Like, I'm the owner of XI Repair. Teenager that owns his own company. Like, that's kind of become my reputation. But you can obviously use Facebook business page and platform to really grow your company exponentially outside of just you. So if you're asking my personal opinion, I would say get both. Make sure you're branding yourself as the phone repair guy, and then make sure you're creating content on your branded page, like whatever the name of your business is. And again, this is not about phone flipping and cell phone repair. This is just business knowledge, man. Like, it doesn't just apply to your phone flipping business. It can apply to any business that you have. Personal branding is important. It's important so people know, what you do, because some people are going to support you rather than your company. Like I have people that come to me just because they admire who I am and they care about me. They don't give a crap about my company. Now there's some people that have seen my company's advertisements and they come to the company because of those advertisements or because they saw, XI Repair, my company sponsored some charity or, something like that. And that's why they're choosing us. So it helps to have both. Does that make sense? Cool. Yes, brand is important, and keep the name small so people can remember. Good advice, man. Good advice. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope that helped Antoine. I hope that helped everyone else that was watching. Even if you guys didn't answer questions, hit the subscribe button. If you guys want to see me do this again, please feel free to shout out in the comments what you guys want to know more of.